hello, and welcome to your favorite bad movie podcast. It's the only podcast that's brave enough to ask the question, if this movie's so bad, why do you like it so much? We're your hosts. My name is Chris Anderson, and with me, as always, I have let's say, I guess we're going to have to go with the Rebel Wilson's character to my nobby, my lovely wife, Anna. How are you, my dove?
I'm okay.
I'm sorry that you were Rebel Wilson's character.
It's okay. I'll be honest. Seeing this movie did make me think that, you know, as little as I care for her shtick, I am sorry that she got skinny.
Yeah,
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a shame. Also unfortunate, we do not have my wonderful co-host, Mr. Greg Bossy, the Sebastian to my Nobe. Could not make it. But we do have with us a very special guest, returning for the third time, our latest member of the Three Timers Club. But today, he's going to be our own personal Penelope Cruz. It's Mr. Al Bates.
Hello. That was my Spanish accent. Is Penelope Cruz Spanish?
Home run.
Probably check that, by the way.
Yeah, I think she's like Spain Spanish, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like Javier Bardem. I always thought he was. I thought he was Mexican until like very recently. It turns out they're both like actually crazy Spanish.
Yeah, same thing when I was in high school with Antonio Banderas, because you know he breaks down Desperado. You're like, oh yeah, that's a big
right.
Course,
yeah, no,
of course. Yeah, I wonder how actors like Diego Luna feel like about that. It's like, hey, you guys are stealing our roles.
I'm sure it's very complicated.
That's right. And I think we're the people to...
Yeah, let's unpack that. Let's speculate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, listeners, this week we watched the movie Grimsby, a.k.a. the Brothers Grimsby. If you haven't seen either of them, here's just a brief summary of the film to hold in your mind. An English soccer hooligan named Nobby reunites with his long-lost brother, who's grown up to be a super spy. Together, the two of them embark on the greatest adventure of all, brotherhood. They also get fucked by elephants.
They certainly do. They really absolutely do.
They really do.
It 100% happens in this film. They quite literally get fucked by a chain of elephants.
Yes, and yeah, that might be a cinematic high for me. That is, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, Al, you chose this week's movie.
That's right.
Tell us, why did you choose Grimsby?
Okay, so we had a bit of back and forward for maybe about, I don't know, you asked me maybe 6 weeks ago, and not to get too inside baseball here, but...
No, we love to part the curtains.
Totally, and I, for about 4 weeks, was just like, oh, what can I do? What can we do? And we floated a couple of movies. We floated Don't Mess with the Zohan, which I think
I felt like with the situation in the Middle East,
totally.
I was like, Zohan, I don't want to tap dance around that the whole time.
Yeah, no, I think that was a very good call on not doing that. There could also be like, you know, actual repercussions for me at work if we touched that movie.
Yeah. It's just,
let's just not do that.
Yeah, discretion is the better part of valor.
Absolutely. And I think we settled on Ali G into House initially, because that is also, you know, I do wish we, in hindsight now, I do wish we did that movie. That movie is fantastic.
Understandable.
But we chose Grimsby because about a week ago I saw the Johnny Ryan movie, Fuck My Son, which it's not a movie I can recommend, but I will say it is the hardest I've laughed at something in like a very, very long time. It is just.
It's funny how those go hand in hand sometimes.
Totally. Like I can't remember the last time I saw so many people walk out of a cinema. I saw maybe 6 or 7 people get out of their chairs and just make a beeline for the door.
Yep.
But there was a moment in Fuck My Son where I fully disassociated, and like I was laughing so hard that I had an out of body experience, and I was like, "Wow, who is laughing like that? Who is it?" And then I could feel my body vibrating, and that kind of brought me back to my body and made me realize that like I'm fucking dying of laughter. Like I couldn't see the screen because I had tears just pouring down my face. I got to see it with some of my friends too. We all kind of a few of us grew up reading those Johnny Ryan comics in like the back of Vice, and we all would buy. I think we got Prison Pit. Is that it? Prison Pit is the.
Yeah, he did that. He did like
a whole bunch of things that I think it's probably safer for us not to talk about the titles of, but
no, but he's very Googleable. If you like sort of underground comics, it was in sort of the Crumb tradition, I want to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was, it was a great experience seeing that with a whole bunch of friends. And I realized I hadn't laughed that hard at a movie since I saw Grimsby in cinemas, which was an experience very different to the experience I had of Fuck My Son. I saw Grimsby all by myself in 2016. I think maybe at a 9:45 a.m. session because I was unemployed.
Wow, what an experience!
And I had nothing to do. Like I literally woke up and was like, well, I guess I'll go see Grimsby all by myself. I like Sacha Baron Cohen, and what harm is it going to be? And here we are. We chose Grimsby, which I don't regret, but I do think next time, I'm just going to say next time if I come back, hopefully, you're not over
maybe
my
first thought,
best
choices.
Thought. Yeah, exactly. I will say, I think last time I made you watch Megalopolis, so, at least this is less than half the runtime of Megalopolis.
Yes, this was a breezy 82 minutes. But I'll tell you, I felt a lot of those 82 minutes.
I didn't. It started and then it ended, and I was like, "Wow, that was a quick 82 minutes."
I think I was never a big like Sacha Baron Cohen guy. I remember seeing Borat in the theaters, and I enjoyed it. But there's always a bit of a mean-spiritedness to him that I kind of bounce off of. And I remember when you came on for Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College, and you said, as soon as you saw the Ghoulies come out of a magical toilet, you were kind of like, I'm out. This isn't my vibe.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. I think,
I think when I saw him fucking Rebel Wilson with his ugly British vibe, I was just like, okay, I'm out.
Definitely.
Definitely. And it's just that type of crude humor has to be so key targeted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very British sensibility. I think it's kind of like what you see in Little Britain. But I don't know if that was ever a sketch comedy show that made it over to the US, but that was.
I think it has a cult following here, but I never checked it out.
It's don't ever watch it. It's fucking terrible. But
fair enough. No problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Anna, were you ever exposed to Sacha Baron Cohen outside of Borat? Did you have allergy and stuff?
I did. I remember watching some of the Ali G show, renting the DVDs when I was living in Santa Fe when I was 27, 28, which would be 2007, 2008 ish. So I did watch those shows and I did enjoy them at the time. And I liked Borat, and I actually, while I didn't laugh at this very much, I think I liked it more than Chris.
Yeah.
Simply because simply because I watch so many extreme horror movies that I'm kind of inured to seeing just insane imagery that I've never seen before. So the whole elephant scene was just kind of
yeah.
But I watched a great Norwegian Cinderella adaptation this year that involved just the ugly stepsister of the title, like, chopping off her toes, and
wow.
that was great. That was great.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of iron stomach you want to be bringing if you want to enjoy Grimsby, I feel. But I mean, obviously part of the point of it is that it's supposed to be shocking. You know what I mean? I'm not saying...
Right, yeah.
And I'm not saying, like, this kind of movie shouldn't be released. It's more just like, okay.
And totally. And I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with you about the mean streak of Sacha Baron Cohen. I definitely think that's something
that's more of it, I think.
Definitely. I think that's something that, as I've gotten older, I also have found kind of quite repellent and off-putting as well. I grew up loving Ali G because I don't know, that was just, it was on TV at the right age for me. Ali G also stands for Alistair Graham, which is my first and middle name. So I was like, wow, it's like me.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, I was kind of like I kind of loved pranks, and that was like a really I loved pranks. I think that's the right thing to say. So like when Borat came out too, I was like, wow, this is hilarious. But as you get older, you're kind of like, oh, that's actually quite psychopathic in many ways. Like you have to be an absolute. And I think also just finding out that Sacha Baron Cohen is like kind of actually an asshole in real life. Like he's not a fucking nice dude. I think he's like quite a I think there's perhaps
there's some controversies. He has a controversy section on his Wikipedia.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a way of putting it.
I think finding out more about him and just seeing, like all the stuff about how I guess how it's quite, Borat itself is quite Islamophobic. There's all the anti-Semitism jokes in it made by somebody who's like actually quite a devout Orthodox Jewish person who's framing these jokes as like something that Arabs and Muslims would say, as you know what I mean? Like there's like this kind of meta Islamophobia in it, where it's I think it's quite a racist fucking dude when you feel like that's like
like there's just bad vibes in there somewhere, and as like the longer he sticks around, the more apparent the bad vibes become.
Totally, but I mean, I'm not going to act like I don't think it's not funny though. Like if you put Borat in front of me, I'd definitely be like, "This is fucking hilarious. I love this."
No, I'd be laughing, but it's like one of those things where you have to ask yourself, is the joke worth it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like something can be funny, but still have bad vibes. Like a racist joke can be a funny joke, but you still shouldn't be telling it because it has bad vibes. That is racist.
Totally. Totally.
And, and I think about how this compares to Freddy Got Fingered, which I think this has a lot in common with. Specifically, the elephant ejaculate. And I think the reason why it works so much better in Freddy Got Fingered is because it doesn't have that sort of mean streak to it.
Totally. But it is quite a classist film.
Yeah. And we're going to be talking about Freddy Got Fingered in a couple of weeks. I'm pretty excited.
Oh, fantastic. That's a favorite of mine as well.
But you guys want to talk about the context research I got for Grimsby here? Put a thing in its place. So Grimsby, a.k.a. the Brothers Grimsby, was released March 11th, 2016. And I think it was released in the States as the Brothers Grimsby because Otherwise, you'd end up thinking the main character was named Grimsby because every other Sacha Baron Cohen is named after the Sacha Baron Cohen character.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not gonna
and
lie,
I kept on wanting to call him Grimsby.
Yeah, I just call him Grimsby. I honestly thought he was called Grimsby.
So your director is Louis Leterrier, and we got 4 taglines this time. 1 secret agent, 1 complete idiot. Fair enough.
Succinct.
Behind every hero is an embarrassing sibling. Possibly not true. I don't know.
Needs another pass.
I'm thinking Jimmy Carter had Billy Carter? Jimmy Carter wasn't really a hero though, was he? But
I mean, he's a complicated figure, I think, but possibly the least problematic living president.
Totally. Isn't he dead?
He's dead.
Oh, he died. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair enough mistake to make. Like,
yeah, he lived a long fucking time.
Yeah, exactly.
He did.
This secret agent is the total package. I'm assuming on this poster he's wearing his bikini
undies,
trunks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or last one, MI6 has a brand new tool. Possibly the same thing, or possibly they're just calling him a tool. Who could say?
I don't know if tool is ever really... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Is that used as a pejorative? Well, who knows where this was being marketed to?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm trying to think if that would be used in like the UK. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
No problem. And it's good to talk it out. Sacha Baron Cohen is one of the most widely acclaimed and talented comedic actors of his generation. He was born in London in 1971, and he would go on to attend Cambridge, where he would study history with a focus on anti-Semitism. He also became a member of the Cambridge University Amateur Dramatic Club, meaning that Baron Cohen is part of the proud English tradition of Oxbridge-educated boys making fun of poor people, just like his heroes in Monty Python.
That's right. Yeah, was he? I didn't realize he was in the Footlights. Was he in Footlights or the other one?
I had him as the Cambridge University Amateur Dramatic Club.
Right. Okay.
So he started off working in TV as a presenter and sketch comedian. He also worked briefly as a weatherman. But he broke out with his character Ali G, a suburban chav that he would use in scripted material, improvised scenes, man-on-the-street interactions, and most groundbreakingly, interviews of celebrities and politicians. With Ali G, Sacha Baron Cohen effectively combined The Tom Green Show, The Daily Show, The Goon Show, and Malibu's Most Wanted. So, what do you guys think about Ali G? Big picture.
Iconic. Like I think a lot of it still holds up. I think, especially when it's the stuff where he's talking to, Donald Rumsfeld or you know what I mean?
I think
that stuff's really groundbreaking and impressive.
I mean, our last episode we had Brian Quimby on, and his co-host Chris James from Guys also does and did like that kind of prank comedy of calling, conservative politicians on their personal cell phones and wasting their time in comedic ways. It's a noble profession.
I think the character himself is a little bit rough. In that it can be tough to read who he's targeting. That has been like with the sort of patois that he uses.
So with Ali G, a big part of it was, so there was this, he's now disgraced, would you believe, but a now disgraced BBC presenter called Tim Westwood, who was he was the first British radio host to host a show solely for rap and hip hop and I guess traditionally music made by people of color, and he was quite a from a quite well-to-do background. Like his father was quite high up in the Church of England, but he took on the affectations of black youth
Mm.
from America, despite having this really like posh kind of British accent. And Ali G in a way was kind of a parody of him. So I think that's like one thing that's kind of been lost in translation over all the years.
Yeah.
Where maybe 25 years ago in the UK, that would have been like, oh, I see what he's doing. He's making fun of Tim Westwood. But now it's just like, oh, this is just a white guy in FUBU. Like,
Yeah.
that's still funny as well. But
yeah. And once again, still funny, but yeah, it's complicated. It just
totally
makes it more complicated than I'd like my comedy. I don't like to have to
Absolutely.
pick all this apart.
Yeah, totally.
So Ali G would get Baron Cohen his first starring film role in Ali G Into House. Ali G would also be Baron Cohen's ticket to America when HBO put out the Ali G Show in 2000, which earned 6 Emmy nominations over the course of its run.
And I think that was
Wow.
where Seth Rogen got his start as a writer. Like after
I wouldn't be surprised.
Freaks and Geeks, I think flopped. I think, and before he got into the 40-Year-Old Virgin and stuff. I think that was like his pivot into writing with Evan Goldberg. I think they kind of started out. I think quite a few now common household American name comedians, or at least of the noughties and early 2010s, got their start writing on the American production of the Ali G Show.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to assemble some good talent in there.
I think that the sensibility is one that has, like I said, continued to
thrive.
Yeah, to thrive.
For sure.
So the Ali G Show was also where American audiences were introduced to his character Borat, a journalist from Kazakhstan. With Borat, Baron Cohen was able to lambaste American and British society from the perspective of a naive outsider. In the 2006 film, he was also able to wrestle with a large nude man and get that man's hairy asshole, taint, and balls on the big screen in theaters across America.
And we were all the better for it.
Yeah, groundbreaking stuff.
I'm very for nudity and non-sexual nudity and non-sexual male nudity and fat nudity. It's all great.
Yep, absolutely. It was a huge hit. It was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay at the Academy Awards, and Baron Cohen won a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy.
Okay, now that's a bit much.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who he was up against that.
Well,
his performance was good. He delivered so many iconic lines. My wife, for example.
It's classic. I was at a wedding a few years ago, and the groom, like, it just came out of him after he,
yeah,
was up on the altar, and he just did like, my wife, and everyone was like, come on, homie, like, not today. Just
yeah, save that for when you're at home. Come on.
Yeah.
That's a private matter. But yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen became a household name in America. Everyone was saying my wife. Everyone was wearing weird-looking bathing suits for laughs. From there, he was able to work as a comedic comedy actor, normally as a foil to the comedic lead, or a smaller role as some kind of weirdo in a bunch of different Hollywood films over the years. And every few years, he'd make his own movie based on an original character. In 2009, he made Bruno, where he played the titular gay Austrian fashion guru. In 2012, he made The Dictator, where he played the fascist ruler of a small third world country. Neither of them quite hit the same way that Borat did, but he felt confident about his next film for his next character. That character was a soccer hooligan named Nobby, and the film was Grimsby. Nobby the soccer hooligan was designed to be the most embarrassing brother a cool James Bond-style secret agent could have. And the two of them would go on an action-adventure together. That was the concept that he started off with.
It's not a bad concept.
No, I like it. It could work. He knew that his usual director, Larry Charles, wouldn't work for the action that he envisioned. So for the first time since coming to America, Sacha Baron Cohen would have to find a new director to work with. He turned to Louis Leterrier, the director of my favorite Jason Statham movie, The Transporter. How do you guys like The
All right.
Transporter?
I didn't realize
I
he directed
love the
Transporter. That's
Transporter.
crazy.
Yeah.
Transporter is so good. Leterrier had apparently just worked with Baron Cohen's wife, Isla Fisher, on Now You See Me. He also directed Now You See Me.
Right. Wow.
Oh.
I have
Well,
not
now
seen
we definitely have to do Now You See Me sometime.
I haven't seen any of those movies. My friend Chris, CB, if you're listening, shout out. I think he tries to get me to watch them at least every 6 months. It's like
they look so fucking stupid. So when I saw Leterrier was involved, I became pretty excited to watch this one. But then I read an article in the Daily Free Press as part of my research that put a damper on my excitement about what I was to expect from the action in this. And I'm just going to quote that article. Although Cohen is a comedian, he said he wanted The Brothers Grimsby to be an authentic action movie. We had about 150 million less than the average action movie, he said. We knew we couldn't beat Bond in terms of their magnificent action scenes, so the first thing we did was create a new style of action. This new style resulted in extremely original and engaging point-of-view shooting that encompassed the action sequences throughout the film. A lot of the inspiration for this style comes from video games. This is, of course, bullshit. The Transporter only cost $21 million, while the Brothers Grimsby cost about $35 million. And the Transporter didn't have to do this POV action scene bullshit. POV action does not work. It's incomprehensible.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Hardcore Henry, have you seen that movie? That was like shot.
No, but I've heard of it.
I think I did, and I wasn't impressed, but I might not have been in the right viewpoint or the right. I should have been probably wicked high, and it should have been late at night, and I probably needed a bigger TV.
I think I watched it in those circumstances, and I don't think it worked either. So no, I agree. I don't think it ever really. I remember they did it in the Doom movie with The Rock as well, and that just felt really really lame.
Yeah, it doesn't pan out. Now, the Brothers Grimsby cost only $35 million. Transporter didn't have to do that. The Transporter would make $43 million at the box office, while the Brothers Grimsby would only make $28 million, losing $7 million.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a shame. It makes sense. It's genuinely off-putting. Other buddy action comedies of 2016. Let's say you wanted to go see some buddy action. Obviously, the high watermark of the year, you got The Nice Guys.
Wonderful movie.
Fantastic film.
You got Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart. Haven't seen it.
Same.
You got Keanu with Key and Peele.
Underrated movie, I think. Have you guys seen that one?
I didn't get around to it, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's very funny. There's a very good reoccurring joke about George Michael in that movie. That's not like you hear, oh, George Michael joke, it's going to be homophobic. No, it's really quite a fantastic joke about how fantastic George Michael's music is. Like it is
fantastic.
Thinking about it now, I'm actually laughing. No, I'd say check out Keanu. It's great.
Okay. You got Ride Along 2, Ice Cube and somebody. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You got Skip Trace with Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville, the two legends of extreme stunts, but perhaps a little bit too late.
That could be cool. I'm going to put that to the list.
Yeah, there might be something in there. And you also got Army of One with Nicolas Cage and Russell Brand. Russell Brand playing God.
Wow.
And that one was directed by Larry Charles. That's what he was doing instead of this.
Okay.
So it seems like they should have probably stuck together. But you guys want to talk about the plot of Grimsby?
Let's get into it.
Sure.
Lot Bumper, listen to me. I'm gonna give you the plot summary. Come on, baby, here's the synopsis. Lot Bumper, Lot Bumper.
Sorry, Chris, just before we get stuck into the plot, I just typed in skip trace, and one of the first things that comes up is that the cinematographer died. He drowned whilst filming the movie. So,
Oh my God.
all right, continue.
Bummer alarm. Bummer alarm. This next bit is kind of a bummer.
That's right. We have to go from a drowning into Grimsby. We open on Sacha Baron Cohen's Nobby, making love to Rebel Wilson's Dawn. The two of them are actually in a department store, it seems, testing a new mattress, which they purchase and bring home on a bus, while Park Life by Blur plays on the soundtrack, and we get a quick tour of the depressed titular city. And I did like the soundtrack of this. There's some fun Britpop in here.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought Park Life was I thought it was a weird choice, just because. Maybe it makes sense. Don't worry, ignore me. Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, I don't know if Blur is like the working class British
totally no
vibe.
No, but they're like the Kinks. Like it's like kind of like they're making fun of British. But I guess so is this film. Anyway, ignore me. Sorry.
Yeah. And we do get to see Grimsby. I did a little bit of research into Grimsby. It is apparently just a town that the industry collapsed, and then the fishing industry collapsed, and now it's just, there's nothing. It's like dying Detroit, but I think it has a population of like 80,000.
Many such cases in the UK. It is.
Yeah, just a typical depressed northeastern town. So finally he gets the mattress home, and Nobby has some of his 11 children help him lug the mattress upstairs, and he talks about his long-lost brother Sebastian, who he's looked for the last 28 years. And yeah, giving Nobby literally 11 kids is like, okay, this does feel like you're just making fun of poor people at this point. Like, it's pretty nail on the head, and like kind of hacky, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's, talking about how like he shaves one of his son's heads to make the government think he has leukemia so they can collect benefits. It's definitely like the classic, these babies are for welfare kind of.
Yeah, real cynical stuff. So we cut to his brother Sebastian, played by Mark Strong. His handler, Jody, played by Isla Fisher, tells him he has to capture and interrogate some guy that's surrounded by armed guards. And so he activates his special computerized contact lens with the code phrase Green Earth and leaps into action. And then it's shot mostly from his POV. They justify these POV shots with this computerized contact lens. And you get like a video game style UI overlay being like target 300 meters, stuff like that. But it's all really frenetic. So it's really hard to track and follow. And all of this, I believe, was directed by the second unit director, who is Chad Stahelski, the director of John Wick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a John Wick. I don't know if he's right.
Yeah, one of the heavies, Scott Adkins. Yeah,
Scott Adkins, action film legend, is in this film, which I didn't. That made me sit up and go, "Hey, I love Scott Adkins."
Yeah, and he does a lot of great kicking in one scene in this movie.
He really does. It would be my honor to get kicked by Scott Adkins. I would love it if he beat me up in a movie. I would,
that must have been a scene that was done by Chad Stahelski. I imagine he was in charge of that. So eventually Sebastian is able to capture and interrogate the guy and he learns that someone will try to assassinate Rhonda George, a wealthy actress turned philanthropist played by Penelope Cruz. A lot of big stars in this movie.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in Grimsby, Nobby and the lads from the pub are going absolutely mental. And because there's a World Cup match and England's doing great. Nabi celebrates by shoving a lit firework up his asshole and running around on top of a bar. But when he falls off, the firework gets jammed further up into his asshole. Luckily, a big old barmaid knocks it loose by hitting him in the stomach with a fire extinguisher, and it flies out the window before he gets blown up. I'm surprised he didn't make it also splatter shit all over the streets of Grimsby, a rare moment of restraint from Sacha Baron Cohen. Then a friendly bar patron informs him that his cousin just saw Nabi's long-lost brother. And he knows that he's going to a charity thing tonight. And also he stole Nabi a ticket to the charity thing. I feel like this could have been handled better.
Yeah, totally. But hey, how else are we going to do it?
It does keep it moving along.
Exactly.
It does. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter so much that you might as well do it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
this is not the point of the movie. And obviously, if you're not sitting there taking notes for a podcast, you might just let it sort of glide by and be like, yeah, okay, next scene. But soon we're off to this gala. Sebastian acts cool and looks for the assassin, while Nabi acts boorishly and looks for his brother. He steals an entire tray of champagne. He makes his finger act like a penis in a cardboard cutout of an African child. Eventually, Nabi spies Sebastian up on a catwalk, while Rhonda George introduces a young activist named Shlomo, who is half Jewish and half Palestinian, wheelchair-bound, and a child living with AIDS.
I got to say, all those AIDS jokes really dated the movie. Even I think when I saw it in 2016, I was like, an AIDS joke? Really?
They're really dated in 2016.
Yeah. Like that was really like, wow. Made it feel like the script for this film had been sitting on a shelf since like 2001 or something.
Yeah, that was like, a joke idea he had sitting around somewhere. And yeah, it felt like that was the first sign that like maybe he's lost his fastball. You know,
totally.
Maybe he's not going to be crushing it on this one.
Yeah, but I think, not to jump ahead, but Grimsby attacks, gives his brother a big hug, and that knocks him off his sniper shot off, and he shoots Shlomo, and the AIDS blood falls into the mouth of Daniel Radcliffe. That kind of made me be like, well, maybe his fastball isn't as bad. He still has some throw behind him, but it's just...
he's still got some tricks.
Yeah,
but
totally.
So Sebastian sees the gunman and a fake video camera with a gun in it, and he lines up to take a shot when Nabi leaps in and gives him a big hug, and that all happens, and the gun camera shoots the head of the World Health Organization, and everybody sees Sebastian there with a gun and blames him. He runs away, and Nabi follows him, afraid of losing his brother for another 28 years. After falling on Sebastian's ankle and shattering it, Nabi carries him to his nearby bulletproof Tesla, and they race off. Unfortunately, he gets distracted by a footy game on the smart screen, and he drives into the river. Oh, this classic hillbilly boob.
They love the footy.
Oh, yeah.
He can't resist it. It's a siren song to his tiny brain. Luckily, Sebastian has some bone-healing drugs at his secret hideout to help out with his ankle. He calls Jody to say that he did not assassinate the head of the World Health Organization, and Jody says that their mutual boss, Ian McShane, is sending an MI6 agent named Chilcott to get him. And Ian McShane has nothing to do in this movie.
No.
Yeah.
It was nice
and he's
to see
funny.
him, though. Yeah, he is. It was good seeing
and
him.
But all he does is say, like, is he in Sector 7? Find him. Like, that's... And
I don't think he
crushes
even has
it, but...
I don't think he even has a name in the film. I think it is literally just MI6 boss.
Yeah, hang on. I got the credits up here. Find out specifically what he's billed at. Oh, come on. I forgot that the credits are listed in order of appearance. Thanks again. Jesus, you guys, cut me some slack. I don't know what the fuck his character's name is. So Sebastian is going to need a place to lay low and plan his next move. And since nobody knows that they're brothers, Nobby suggests that Sebastian come stay with him in Grimsby. And Sebastian doesn't have any better ideas, so he agrees. At Nobby's place, we meet Nobby's many children who have great names like Skeletor and Django Unchained.
Great stuff.
Yeah. If I feel like if you made that now, one would have to be named Goku.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but Nobby's children, they quickly figure out that Sebastian is their long lost uncle, as does Rebel Wilson when she gets home and he interrupts the two of them about to have sex. Or more specifically, Nobby's about to go down on Rebel Wilson. Anyway, this is in part due to the fact that Nobby has built a shrine to Sebastian in their living room. Sebastian insists he's going to need someplace more isolated to hide out. Nobby insists that he knows just the place, and as he leads him through Grimsby past the train station, we get a flashback of the boys as kids. They're both on a train, and Sebastian goes to the bathroom, and when he gets back, Nobby is gone. And he's crying out, "Nobby! Nobby! Anybody see my brother Nobby?" Back in modern Grimsby, Nobby leads Sebastian to his secret hideout, which turns out to actually be a surprise party at the pub. Everyone yells surprise, and Sebastian immediately starts shooting. That was one of the funnier gags. That got me.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it was so fast. They didn't even finish saying surprise before he got off like 4 shots. Unfortunately, Sebastian was right to be worried about OPSEC. Chilcott has found them. When Sebastian sees a fully kitted special ops team surrounding the pub, Nobby tells him not to worry. He grabs some local boys and tells them that those guys outside are Man U supporters, and the kids run out and assault them.
Yeah,
and this I thought was a good scene. I wish there had been more of it. There were only like 3 gags.
It kind of made me realize there's a real difference in sensibilities with like kid actors in America and England as well. I feel like British child actors, no one cares if they swear, but I don't feel like I've ever seen like an American child actor be like, "You fucking wanker, I'm gonna kill you," you know, like it's good.
There might be like once in a movie a kid will go like, "Holy shit," and everyone will like stare at him, and that's about it. But they're rarely like, "I'm gonna fucking knock your teeth out."
Yeah, exactly.
And it was cool to see, one kid puts a pool ball in a condom and whips it around and hits a dude in the face.
Yeah,
and then some other kids throw a pit bull out a window at another guy. And I wanted to see more of those shenanigans. That was really fun. But the brothers, they make a break for it. During a shootout in a fish factory, Sebastian gets hit in the shoulder with a poison dart, and he needs Nobby to suck out the poison. Nobby's like, that seems kind of gay to suck the poison out of your shoulder, but eventually comes around. And then Sebastian reveals that a second dart has hit him in the scrotum. And we have a very long scene revolving Nobby sucking on his brother's scrotum. What did you guys think of this scene?
It made me laugh, I'm not going to lie. And I'm proper like holding my belly going, yeah. Just when you think you're, I thought, it just got me. I'm sorry. Honeybone hit.
It's okay. What hits. Did it hit for you, Anna?
Not really.
Okay. It didn't quite hit for me.
Yeah, fair
In
enough.
part because I knew he was going to be doing it for a very long time. Knew. Yeah. All of the jokes that he's like, all the gross out jokes, he's like, I'm going to double down on these for the next 5 minutes. And so if they're not going to hit for you for that whole 5 minutes, he's going to be punishing you for it. He's like, you should have started laughing at the beginning. You should have fucking found this funny earlier because I'm still doing it. And you do get like a prosthetic scrotum on there. And I feel like if this was the Sacha Baron Cohen of 2010, that would have been a real scrotum on his face.
Totally.
Yeah. I feel like a real scrotum would have been funny.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because this kind of looks like a mix between like a slipper and like a cow's tongue more than an actual scrotum.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be made out of silicone. You know, it doesn't have skin over something. It's a solid object. So after this poison in his ball sack situation is dealt with, Nabi, he dies for a moment. Then Nabi's like, "Me brother," and then he sucks the poison out of his ball bag. And I looked it up. The poison that they mentioned is a real poison. It's made from a Brazilian caterpillar, one of the most deadly poisons on earth. But it wouldn't work this way.
Oh.
I guess you would need a lot. Who knows? Anyway, Sebastian gets on the horn with Jody, and she tells him 2 new facts. 1, the assassin that they need to find to clear his name is in South Africa, meeting with a biochemist. And 2, Nabi has been identified. And if the bad guys catch him, they'll kill his whole family to get to Sebastian. So it looks like they're both going to South Africa. Sebastian needs to seduce a lady. That much I know. When they get there, they find that out. And Nabi, he goes and he makes friends with the locals. And one of the locals that he makes friends with is a heroin dealer who gives him some heroin to try. Or actually, I guess a heroin mule more accurately. Do you know who played the heroin mule?
Is it the guy? Who is it?
It's the guy from Captain Phillips.
Okay,
He's the I'm the captain
good,
now.
Good. Okay, good.
Okay.
I think he was an Academy Award nominee, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and he's in Blade Runner 2049 and Uncut Gems as well.
Wait,
He's
so
the
that's
captain
2 Academy Award nominees in this film, you're saying?
Yes. No, 3, because also Gabourey Sidibe.
Well,
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, Sebastian needs to go seduce a lady. But unfortunately, right before Sebastian heads out to seduce the wife of the biochemist for information, he accidentally injects himself with the heroin that Nabi was gifted by the captain now. So it looks like Nabi is going to have to take over the spy seduction scenes. Boy, this is going to be wacky. I don't think he's up to it.
And there's a great montage set to Cigarettes and Alcohol by Oasis of him getting ready to be a cool spy. I'm not gonna lie, when that riff kicked in, I was like, all right, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why in the Blur versus Oasis battle, I was always an Oasis guy. Blur was just more of like the working class rocker guy. Totally. And Cigarettes and Alcohol will be our outro today.
Oh, it's a great song. I saw him twice last year for their reunion tour. That was like a childhood dream come true for me. That was like
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking mental, as they would say, I think.
Yeah.
So, however, back in South Africa, here we are. Due to a little miscommunication, Nabi ends up confusing the blonde woman he was sent to seduce with the maid, played by Oscar-nominated star of the movie Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire, Gabourey Sidibe. This leads to the blonde lady trying to clear a hotel toilet clogged with Nabi's shit, while Nabi eats Gabourey Sidibe's pussy.
From the back,
the blonde,
too.
Yeah, he's really going for it. Really going down on ladies is played for laughs. Fat ladies specifically is played for laughs in this film. Quite unfortunately. There's nothing funny about going down on a fat lady. So the blonde kicks out the maid mid-mange, and then her husband storms in with some thugs. And then Sebastian shows up and saves Nabi, and the two of them start to interrogate Mrs. Biochemist. And they figure out that the assassin is Paul Lukashenko. Great, he's got a name. And he bought some bespoke virus from the now dead biochemist. Then Chilcott shows up and he shoots a rocket at their yurt, and the brothers run away. Looking across the savannah, Sebastian thinks that there's no place to hide. But Nabi, remembering a nature documentary that they watched earlier, suggests that they both crawl inside an elephant's pussy, which they do.
Which they do. And boy, howdy.
Yeah. And then the elephant does end up getting gangbanged while they're in there. And I'm going to call this the most disgusting part of the movie.
I'm going to say that this is what the movie's about for me. This is what got me in 2016 at the cinemas.
Yeah.
Is the elephant gangbang is the three words that I would use to summarize this film. That is,
yeah, that's a good Letterboxd review right there.
The hardest. Like, I remember seeing that at the cinemas, and that, as I said, that was. I fell out of my chair. I was laughing so hard at a 9:30 in the morning session of Grimsby. That is a scene that has remained with me forever. I think I forget about pretty much everything else about this movie except them climbing inside an elephant's vagina and having to get gangbanged by a like the reveal of the line of elephants. I don't know, man. That to me is just, I don't know. It fucking, like, even thinking about it now, I'm getting like warm and fuzzy inside with how much. And there's just this cut of like an elephant going at the very end.
Yeah,
it just fucking kills me, man. It's so stupid and it's so gross. And I think, not to give away what happens in Fuck My Son, but there's a similar scene where there's like a fire hose of just jizz being sprayed everywhere, which I think is also what killed me. I think that's what made me think about Grimsby.
I feel like it is very much like the movie in microcosm, and I do think I think that the special effects team worked really hard on making the elephant genitals believable and functional and very, very legible. And that to me made it so much funnier.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
and just when they realized, like, oh no, we've got to quickly jerk off this elephant. I was just, fuck me, man. Like, I don't know. You think you're better than something, and then you see two British guys jerking off an elephant, and you realize, no, it's funny is funny, and you just can't help it. At least I couldn't.
Yeah, and it didn't hit for me, but maybe at this point I was already like on my back foot. I was already like, okay. And I did like respect it when I sort of sat back, and then when he said, there's another elephant coming, and I'm like, okay. I mean, he had to do it. If he didn't go as far as it possibly could, then it would defeat the purpose. So I at least respect it, but it's almost like going to see like vaudeville. Like, I recognize that this is funny, even though it's not making me laugh. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's formally very much joke shaped. And so I can appreciate that. Okay. So after that, the brothers, they need a bath because they're covered and filled with elephant cum.
Yeah.
Nabi explains that Sebastian is the reason. Nabi finally explains to Sebastian that the reason he finally abandoned him on that train all those years ago was because his adoptive parents only wanted one kid, and Nabi wanted what was best for his baby brother. They weep and they hug, and they realize that the virus is going to be released at the World Cup finals in Chile. So they're off to Chile to see England take on Germany in the World Cup final, and also to stop a bioterrorist. Two great reasons.
Yeah. Chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah. They spot a group of footy fans from Grimsby in the throng outside the stadium, which does lead to Sebastian being spotted. He and Nabi get separated as they run away from assorted people that want to harm them, and Sebastian gets grabbed by the bad guys. It turns out that Rhonda George is in charge of the bad guys, and she wants to unleash a virus at the World Cup so it can spread around the world and kill 2 billion poor people. Luckily, earlier in the film, Nabi accidentally implanted a tracking device in Sebastian. So Sebastian activates it, and Nabi rushes to his rescue. And he fights past a couple of guys, like soccer hooligan style. And once again, it was like, I'd love to see just some decent action in this. That would go a long way to winning over some goodwill for me if there was just like one really good action scene. And there almost was when he finally runs into like Lukashenko and he starts kicking the shit out of him. That's pretty cool to see. And at the end, when Nabi just picks up a gun and shoots him and he realizes how much he loves guns, that was really fun. He does eventually free Sebastian. The two of them rush back to the World Cup. Nabi conscripts some Grimbarians. That's what I found out. That's what someone from Grimsby is called. He conscripts some Grimbarians to rush the pitch with him so they can make it over to Rhonda in time to stop her from spreading the virus via the fireworks display that's supposed to go off at the end of the game. There's some henchmen fighting, but ultimately Rhonda is able to trigger the fireworks display. Luckily, Nabi knows how to stop some fireworks.
That's right.
Yep.
He dropped some trout. It was Chekhov's firework in his asshole. It paid off.
Right. Yeah.
It turns out, though, that there's 2 fireworks with viruses in them. So Sebastian sits on the other firework up his asshole. He still is a Grimbarian at his heart. The fireworks go off, but the boys save the day. The news reports that they died, when in fact, they're just now going to start their new lives as secret agents and brothers together. The end?
Oh, but you forgot to... So the viral load inside the fireworks was rendered inert due to the antibodies in elephant semen, which their colons were full of just because they had partaken in the elephant gangbang. You forgot about that very important...
I missed that detail. I'm glad that the elephant gangbang paid off. Okay.
Right.
Boy,
Like
just tight as a drum.
Exactly. Everything ties back into each other. I will give them credit for some stupid throwaway thing. It's
No, they didn't just put in an elephant gangbang to put in an elephant gangbang. It was perfectly organic.
Exactly.
It was practically essential to the tale.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, 5-star ratings. Anna, what did you think of Grimsby?
It didn't really work for me, but it was fun to talk about. And the parts that made me laugh did really make me laugh. I did really enjoy, as you did, Chris, when Nabi shoots the guy and realizes how delightfully quick and easy it is to take another human life with a gun. He's just like, well, this is great.
Yeah. Now Nabi knows how great it is to be American.
Yeah. I would say, gosh, watchability is a hard one on this one. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with 1. Yeah, because there are not a lot of people that you could recommend this to. Both for gross out reasons and for Sacha Baron Cohen reasons. Like them together is a hard recommend. For weirdness, I do think it's pretty weird. I would in fact give it a 4.5 for weird.
Okay. That's very reasonable. I gave it a 1.5 stars for watchability. More than any other movie I've ever seen. Wow. Grimsby really rolls like an egg. Wow. It's sort of just lurching from gross out gags that run too long to incomprehensible action sequences to punching down class-based jokes to maudlin family drama. There are laughs in there, but you can watch something else that's funny. There are other funny things that you can watch. you don't need to do this. For weirdness, I gave it 3 stars. It does have some very confronting images in it that I do think can be a weird experience. But I think the weirdest thing about it was that it felt racist towards English people, which was something that I didn't know I could feel. I didn't know that I would stand up like, you can't say that about English people. This is a grotesque stereotype. And maybe if I was more familiar with like working class English culture, it would like ring true to me and I'd be like, oh, this is well observed and actually quite nuanced. But I don't think so.
No, I think it is all
I
just
do think so, actually.
I think a lot of it is assumptions from Cambridge educated London people who have views of people from up north. But yes, I don't know. There are probably some. Look, football hooligans, there's probably some truth to that.
Yeah, and I don't know how much sympathy I need to lend football hooligans, but it just felt, I don't know. Al,
yeah, I don't think it's well observed. I doubt it's well observed, but I feel like it probably would be funnier if I were British.
Yeah,
from any part of Britain.
This is probably his film with the least international appeal. That's probably where he miscalculated this. But yeah, Al, watchability and weirdness. What do you think out of 5
watchability
stars?
For me, I think it's a solid 4 stars. I'm not gonna lie, it flew.
Fair.
Like I put it on. It was Saturday afternoon. I had a big bowl of potato chips in front of me. And, you know, I was scoffing those things down whilst laughing.
Yeah.
And literally, I think I said earlier, like I put it on, and the next thing I knew, the credits are rolling. I was like, oh, wow, that was brisk 83 minutes.
That's true.
Weirdness, I think it was like maybe a solid 3. I think, and that's mainly just because of the elephant gangbang. Everything else isn't like, you know, sucking on balls isn't that crazy.
No, people do it every day.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the only other real, like, I guess there's that gag about their buttholes being so distended that, and they turn on the fan.
The fan whistles.
Yeah. That was inspired. That definitely cements.
I feel like I've heard that told as a homophobic joke before.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Just this was the first time I'd seen it visualized on film, and I put in a different context. It's fine, I suppose.
Yeah. Why was there a fan in a hospital room anyway? Yeah, no, I think it's a solid 4 for watchability and a 3 for weirdness for me. And I think
all right.
If I was going to give it a general star, hang on, don't worry. Just a general 3 stars all around for me.
All right. The solid B. If you're a Sacha Baron Cohen fan, your mileage may vary. I think that's probably going to be the make or break for a lot of this. But on to Act 3 of the show. That was our opinions, but Anna found some other opinions, so they're going to be doing this week's review.
I sure am.
Review, where we review reviews. You wrote a review of the film, now we're going to review you. Review, review. La, 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 la.
Well, I will say I'm not the only person. My opinion that it might go over better if you're British was actually based on looking at the IMDb reviews.
Okay.
And so I pulled some. I have, 2 positive and 2 negative reviews. I wanted to do some accent work, but I just don't have the Northeast accent.
No,
but
that's a big ask.
I do think these are probably 3 from Britain and 1 from Canada. But we'll start with Durangal, who rated it 10 out of 10 on January 1st, 2017. Years of not laughing like this. I'm not a big fan of football nor sex jokes and this kind of movies in general. But this one, at one point I was worried about getting a stroke or something. I watched it just to fall in sleep, and because I saw an FX making of on YouTube, but I just could not stop laughing, and laughing hard. This movie is an example of effort in all matters, and an example of how Hollywood culture in general is just worthless, as in years they haven't come with something like this or other movies, where creativity, effort, and risk just leads natural. Here you can see really good and new attempts of everything. Action, comedy, jokes, script. I would dare to say that for the first time, I see actors, in parentheses and capitalized, acting. If Hollywood would full produce this movie, there would be Ben Affleck, Vin Diesel, Mark Wahlberg, or Tom Cruise as actors, and for so in order to respect, parentheses and capitalized, their fame and image, 90% of the jokes, script, editing, action, etc., would be taken off. I do kind of agree with what I think they're trying to say there.
That Tom Cruise would never star in this movie?
Yes, yeah. And even if they didn't, the simply fact of one of them being there would trash the whole movie. This movie represents what cinema was created for. Like it or not,
that's right.
Be it your kind of movie or not, in general terms, this is what films are meant for.
Okay. A bold stance.
8 out of 10 from Pink Pooch 27, May 29th, 2016. Funny movie if you understand the English. I really enjoyed this movie, but then I am from a northern English city where it's okay to laugh at ourselves. Seems a lot of people, mainly Americans, are slating this movie, saying the humor and gags missed. No, they didn't. You think they missed because you don't understand it. That's why American television got hold of Shameless, an amazing working class series, and remade it so Americans could get it. I really don't wish to be rude here, but try getting out more, or reading more. For example, I know the history and reputation of Detroit, so if a joke is made about it referring to hard times or poverty, I get the joke, or reference. Why? Because I read and learn about other things other than my own backyard. Anyway, with respect to people from Grimsby, it's a pit. Been there a few times. Been there a few times. It stinks of fish. It has very poor areas. And yeah, there are a lot of fat people. But I tell you what, they are good, funny people who will do anything for you. I agree with some the movie didn't really have a point. It was just funny. Like I have said, funnier if you understand something more than the comfort of your own backyard. Some good actors came together here to make a very decent comedy. Give it a try. It will make you laugh.
All right.
Conversely, I have a Brit by the username of Jägermister, who gave it a 1 out of 10 on February 26, 2016. And this one I can do an accent for, because this one I can do a posh accent for.
Okay. No, a posh person would hate this. It's so vulgar.
Yes. Dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. Absolutely dire film setting British comedies back at least 20 years. The humor is lower than Toilet, no intelligent jokes, the script and acting is appalling. The showing I went to had approx 25 people, and only 2 of those were laughing, but I think they had been drinking. Maybe I should have joined them to help numb my senses. Mark Strong appeared to be embarrassed to be there, and so he should be. It's unbelievable that a film like this gets a release. Dreadful, awful, dire.
Wow, real hater energy.
Yeah, and then this is the Canadian one. This is a 1 out of 10 from Ellery-96422, March 15th, 2016. And I really like the understatement of this heading. Unnecessary elephant scene was distasteful.
Hard to argue with that.
It was unnecessary. If they paid attention, they would find out that scene was actually very necessary.
Very necessary. Well,
Yeah, I guess he wanted them to die at the end of the movie from a virus.
this movie is supposed to appeal to young people and is aimed at a young audience. The plot surrounding the separated brothers as young boys is sweet, especially the dumb brother. Unfortunately, there are too many parts that I find offensive. That is, sucking venom from testicles and the elephant scene, which I won't get into in this review. It is disappointing that this crass and often vulgar suggestive humor is aimed at our young people. This movie has been released during March break and has showtimes for daytime viewing. 18A is not an appropriate rating. I cannot comment entirely on this movie because I left right after the elephant scene. It was gross and unnecessary. So you see, he doesn't know why it was necessary. I was really looking forward to a fun comedy, but this was not it. And I love this closer. I usually love any movie with quote unquote fat Amy in it. Maybe next time she will have a part I can enjoy more than this.
To be fair, she did not have very much to do here.
It's true. She was not really using her talents to their full flowering. Yes. And yet it's my favorite role that I've ever seen her in.
It is crazy that she is as famous as she is, because she used to be in some of the worst sketch comedy this country has ever produced. And now that she's like a bona fide Hollywood star, it's even now I still see her on TV and I'm just like, that's so like, it still doesn't click for me. There used to be this series called Pizza that's like kind of an Australian comedy series. It's not very funny. It's not very good, but she was like one of the girlfriends in it. And like, I never thought it's crazy that she's a Hollywood star, because this show was made on like the budget of like $5 and a packet of gum, you know, like, and now she's like one of the biggest comedy actors in the world. She's like, she's embroiled in like a really serious lawsuit at the moment as well.
Oh, geez.
Where she directed her first movie and it's been held on the shelf. I think it's only just getting released, but she went on this crazy defamation spree where she said the producer was like Indian Jeffrey Epstein or something. And and there's a whole bunch of stuff where it's turned out she put out a memoir last year, and she accused Sacha Baron Cohen of sexually assaulting her, and then had to retract the memoir because apparently a whole lot of it's turned out that she's just made defamatory comments that actually aren't true.
And you can't do that in Australia. You guys don't play with defamation laws.
We have very, very serious defamation laws in this country. Insane. Probably some of the most restrictive in the world outside of maybe the UK or something. So yeah, it's crazy. She's so famous.
Yeah, and I can't think of anything I've seen her in that was like awesome. Rebel Wilson.
Yeah,
she seems to be targeted towards someone else. Maybe I haven't seen her best work. I don't know.
I found a couple of reviews from Amazon Australia in my research for this film. I think the best one I found was as recent as the 27th of December 2025 by Toa Menaji, who gave this film 5 stars and said, "This is funniest movie by far." And yeah.
All right.
Right, that's all I've got.
Who am I to argue with Tour Menage?
That's right.
Well, I think it's time for us to move on to our next segment. We're going to play a game, and it's called There's a Lot of Different Jobs If You Want to Work in Film. Little AC/DC to make you feel at home, man.
Show up at the film set, running from the mob. I'll take whatever I can get. There's so many kind of jobs. A key grip, a PA. I'll do it if it pays. A best boy, makeup. I tell you folks, that's what's up. There's a lot of different jobs if you want to work in film. There's a lot of different jobs if you want to work in film.
So AC/DC, the schoolboy uniform, that school is the school that he is wearing uniform. That school is at the end of my street, more or less. So AC/DC started in my suburb and around my suburb. Last year, one of our local councils got in a lot of trouble for tearing down the house that AC/DC was formed in.
That's got to be a landmark.
So, like to remedy it, they're building like a bronze statue in more or less the town plaza of Angus Young.
Sick. Okay, that I'll take it. I mean, living legend.
Yeah, just at your to make you feel at home. You're right. It does make me feel very at home. They're literally in my suburb.
Well, we're going to play a lot of different jobs. What I'm going to do is I looked through the credits of Grimsby. One interesting thing I saw, side note, a lot of people were credited for doing their jobs on reshoots. So there were enough reshoots that they had to bring in an entirely separate crew at some point on this. But I'm going to read you a job description and a job title and 3 different names from the credits. I want you to tell me which of those names had that job. This is a buzz-in game. You'll buzz in by saying your own name. And if you get it wrong, your opponent will have the chance to steal. Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I remembered to unmute myself this time.
Hey, now we're talking. That's going to really help you out. Question number 1. A visual effects department this big will need a whole chain of command. Right in the middle of that chain of command is this guy, the FX supervisor. Was that Bella Brojek, Marco Manzini, or Marty McLaughlin?
Al.
Al?
I'm going to go Martin McLaughlin.
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Marty McLaughlin. Anna, can you steal?
Marco Manzini?
No, I'm sorry. It was Bella Brojek.
Wow.
It's all right. There's plenty of game left to play. Question number 2. This person is the head lighting technician on the 2nd unit, bringing the lighting director's vision to life for the 2nd unit, that is. Was the 2nd unit lighting director Jacques Bach, Francois Graballer, or Gilles Boisac?
Wow. Anna. Jacques Bach?
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Jacques Bach.
What was the third guy's name again?
Gilles Boisac?
Let's go with Gilles Boisac.
You're correct. Al's on the board.
I knew it was, when you see that lighting like that, it can only be one guy.
Yeah, that's got to be old Gilles Boisac. Question number 3. When you've got a big movie star like Mark Strong in your movie, you can't have him doing his own stunts. You need a stunt double for Mark Strong. Was that Nigel Wilkinson, Anthony Scrimshire, or Howard London?
Al.
I'm
going to go with Nigel Wilkinson because that just sounds like a stuntman's name.
It really does.
It might have been, but he was not. He was not Mark Strong's stuntman. Anna, can you steal?
Can I hear the other 2 again?
Anthony Scrimshire.
Going with that one.
You're correct.
Wow.
All tied up. Question number 4. A movie making fun of English people is going to need some funny fake teeth. You'll need a dental effects designer. Was the dental effects designer Marius Pretorius, Nathaniel Delanadius, or Philip Cyprian Florian?
Al. I'm gonna go with Nathaniel DeLorean. Was that it?
Delineatius?
Yeah.
Delineatius? You're correct.
Wow.
Question number 5. Not every makeup job is a special occasion. You need somebody to do the day-to-day foundation and eyeliner stuff. It's makeup daily. Was that Katie King, Tom Knight, or Ryan Juggler?
Anna. Tom Knight.
No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Tom Knight. Al, can you steal?
Anna Juggler.
No, I'm sorry, that was Katie King.
I should have known.
It's all right. It's all right. You're still doing great. You still got the lead. Question number 6. When multiple digital effects artists are working on multiple different aspects of a single shot, somebody's got to bring it all together. I think that's what a compositor does, but I'm not sure. Was that Alper Exit, Sakani Dorum, or Tovo Naina and Diomampionona?
Al, I'm going to go with option C. I'm not going to try and butcher that name. Yes.
You're correct. It was Tovo Naina
Well, yeah.
and Diomampionona.
He must know a bit about compiling because he's compiled a lot of syllables to that name.
You said a mouthful. Question number 7. A film set needs somebody to get all the bits and bobs and bric-a-brac that makes it feel less like something that was built a week ago and more like a lived-in space. And that somebody is the set decorator. Was that Jorg Unterberg, Kalen van Schalkwijk, or Ute Burk?
Anna. Ute Burke.
You're correct, my dove. Question number 9. At the bottom of this FX chain of command I was talking about before, there's the working class heroes of FX, the visual effects artists. Are we talking about Craig Tonks, Ruth Pease, or Aaron Noorderly?
Al, I'm going to go... what was his name? Greg Tonks?
Craig Tonks?
Yeah.
That's correct, Al.
Hey.
Ooh,
Has to be
coming out
Tonks.
swinging. Yeah, you don't want to sleep on Tonks.
No.
Last one. Operating a flying camera requires certain specialized skills. Those skills belong to the aerial camera operator. Was that Nancy Wang, Victoria Allwood, or Lars Cox?
Anna. Lars Cox.
You got it, baby. It was Lars Cox. Congratulations. But
Went
congratulations.
for the low-hanging fruit, and it worked.
Yes. Always a smart instinct when I'm writing the game. But congratulations to Al. You're our big winner.
Wow.
It's
It's an honor.
That still really makes me laugh. Anyway, it's time for the Batty Awards. Now you're messing with 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 the Batty Awards. Congratulations to all the nominees. That's right. Congratulations to our nominees. It's the Batty Awards. The awards that we give out to all those little moments that are so... I've got to figure out something better to say than delightfully batty.
All those little moments that make a bad movie so good.
My God, my dove, you're the writer in the family. I should have come to you earlier. Why don't you hit us up with a Batty Award?
All right, I'm going to give my baddie award to Sebastian's little bitty I Heart MI6 tattoo. It's very, very small and like on the back of his neck, and you only see it in one scene, and it made me laugh.
That's fair. That was a good enough little gag. I'm going to give my baddie award to one of Nobby's lines from my favorite part of the movie, when he got a gun and realized how much he loved guns. And he's explaining it as he frees Sebastian from being chained up in this dungeon. He says, "It completely detaches you from the guilt of your actions." It's like, okay, that's pretty good. Al, do you have a baddie award?
Yeah, I think there's like a gag where there's one of the henchmen is like, "It's the idiot and his brother," and Nobby goes, "Hey, my brother's not an idiot." To
Yeah.
just that gag that was my I got to give it up for that. That got me pretty hard.
Yeah, that's just a nice simple joke, well timed. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, nobody can complain about that gag.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
classic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Al, you being here on the show means this episode is classic stuff. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
My pleasure. It's always a blast, and I promise we will do Ali G into house next. This is my
Okay,
ode to
perfect.
you,
And what
the
I want is
listener.
more Sacha Baron
That's
Cohen.
right.
Are you working on anything that you want to plug? Do you have anything going on?
No, nothing yet. No, nothing really. No, I mean, who knows? Something.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Take it sleazy.
No, but hey, take a look around is now more relevant than ever. If you want to go back and listen to that,
It's
please
true.
check
If you're
it
part
out.
of this new metal revival, you got to take a look around. It's
Yeah,
a classic
I mean,
text.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw John Wilson from How to with John Wilson is hosting like a new metal film retrospective, and part of me kind of felt like Lou Reed and watching everybody else, watching like the Modern Lovers do their thing 10 years later. It was a bit like, oh, great. Just a little too early, I think.
Yeah, you were ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I heard Andrew Law mention you on an episode of What's All This Then? He was like, he went on there to talk about Jason Statham, and he mentioned briefly his appearance on Take a Look Around.
Oh, that's nice of him. We just went and saw him do a live show the other day, which was great. So shout out to all those guys. But yeah, so yeah.
Shout out to past guest Lucy.
That's
Lucy,
right.
come back on the show sometime.
But yeah, take a look around. It's out there. It's still up. Actually, maybe not all of it is up. I think some of it has actually been taken down by copyright. So what
listeners get it while you still can.
Yeah, exactly. But that's about it.
All right. Well, listeners, come back next week. We're going to be joined by returning guest Preston Spurlock. We're going to be talking about Nude on the Moon by Doris Wishman. I'm very excited. Just some good old-fashioned nudity. Who can complain? And check out the link tree that's in the show notes. You can find our Instagram, our Blue Sky, our YouTube page, our Substack. You can email us and get something in the mailbag. We'd love to get something in the mailbag. And until next week, be good and goodbye.
Bye.